Hey everyone, and welcome to my weekly check-in vlog where I take you along for the weekend to see how I'm doing and what I'm reading. My name is Wiebke, and this year I'm trying to get myself out of survival mode. And it's November now, so not a lot is going to happen. I actually had yesterday off as well, as it was a bank holiday, and this week was sort of exhausting at work, and I have been sleeping a lot. So while I was strong enough last weekend to resist the urge to curl up on my couch and just watch Netflix all day, I gave in yesterday. And yeah, I'm sleeping a lot, which is not usual for me, and I don't feel more energized, but I just feel tired and exhausted. So I'm tempted to do that again this weekend, to really just give in to the urge to be lethargic, as I am very lethargic right now. And it's November, so I'm not really surprised, but I had hoped that this year I would be a little bit more active and outgoing and not as lethargic. But I decided November is going to be for hard things, in a way that is not actually doing hard things, but reading the books I said I would read. That's why I'm going to finally finish, hopefully this weekend or latest next week, Rhythm of War. I have about 8 hours left in the audiobook. I'm in part 4 right now, and I feel the drain. I am still interested in listening, but I'm not invested. And there's too many things happening to really keep it all in mind and keep an overview. It's very complex, it's very good, but it's not the type of story I really enjoy. I'm also not for family sagas, and this feels like an endless story of events happening and very detailed, explained and told from many perspectives, which can be very good, which is very well written, and Rhythm of War is dealing with a lot of mental health issues of some of the main characters, which is also really well done and I enjoy, but it's never ending. I noticed that especially the more stressed I am, the more overwhelmed I am, I need ends. I need closure. I need things to finish. And that's also the other hard thing I want to do in November, to push myself to finish the series that I started watching. I don't know, sometimes I just forget to continue, and other times I have anticipation anxiety, like I told you last weekend already, about what is going to happen next. And instead of just facing it and getting through with it, I avoid it. So November is going to be hard things in watching and reading the things I said I would read. And now I'm going to go for a run. Let's see how far I can go, and then I'll talk to you later. And that's the day half gone already. After my run, I just basically had a shower, really took care of myself, colored my hair, shaved my legs and stuff like that. And I forget how good that feels to properly give yourself a clean and feel well afterwards and take time doing that. I tend to neglect that during the week when I just am not in the mood to take a long time to get ready in the morning. And sometimes it is a form of self-care that I don't value as much as I should. I also spend a lot of time in the morning watching YouTube, checking up on things, and thinking about what I want to do, where I want to go, and what I can improve on or what's not working. I noticed, even though I felt good on my run, I noticed that I just feel exhausted again. And my fitness watch says I need to rest 19 hours. And it keeps doing that. I feel like I've done a little bit of exercise and it says, you need to rest now forever. And then I checked the heart rate variability or whatever that thing is called. And it's been going down recently. So my watch has been telling me I'm not resting enough. And even though I don't believe fully in fitness trackers or any technology that you can buy on the market for not the highest prices, let's be real. I have a medium priced Garmin tracker and it's focused on running. So other things are not so good and the quality is good for getting a direction and an idea, but it's definitely not really true and accurate. So I'm not putting too much stake into it, but I've been trying to wear it at night for this heart rate variability because I heard other people having positive experience with that. Then when the watches or the trackers said it's low, that they don't feel or couldn't exercise as much and they experienced that their days were harder. So maybe that's something I need to pay attention to and see how that is going because I'm tired again. And I've noticed that yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned that before. My brain is a little bit forgetful. Yesterday was a bank holiday and I had plans to do some cleaning and self-care and do stuff, but I ended up giving into the lethargy and lying down and doing nothing. So today I had planned to do a lot of things, but what I did is actually list down all the series that I want to finish or make progress on rather than finish in November. And it's quite a lot, and 3 book series among that. And I think 3 TV shows that I want to focus on. It's not all the ones I've started, but those are the ones that I want to focus on in November. Let's see how far that goes. And then I needed to go food shopping. I didn't have anything in the fridge, but the problem was also I was not hungry or didn't have any idea what I wanted to eat. And that's when my fridge gets into a state where I don't know what to eat because I don't know what to buy. I don't like buying food that I then throw away because I didn't use it. So I'm more prone to go food shopping more often, but go like in-time food shopping or on-demand food shopping. Like I know what I want to cook and that's why I go food shopping. And I'm bad at meal prepping, as we all know. So I basically stocked up on some basics and not really sure if that was a good idea or not. And I also bought a 2026 new calendar. I've been using these heft calendars for the past 4 or 5 years already. I really like their outlook or their makeup. They have in the beginning a yearly overview where I like to track this year how I felt when I wake up, if I feel completely tired, okay, normal, or energized. And I can also track how many activities I've done there. And then I started tracking also the supplements I've been taking or whether I've been drinking coffee or chocolate on that day. So that gave me a nice overview. I also like the monthly overview where you have the days on one side and a page where you can make monthly goals, which I have been using a lot. And even though I'm bad at following through on goals, I like to have some. I noticed this year there were some months where I didn't make any specific ones, and it didn't change much how I lived the months, but it also felt a little bit less purposeful or directed. So I like to have an idea of something I want to do. The pages for the weeks also give you the days on one side and then a page for weekly goals and weekly tracking. I usually tend to do my habit tracking on the page for the notes and maybe some specific goals of things I have to do. I'm tracking what I'm watching and what I'm reading every week, things like that. And I like the idea of having an overview. And those are the things that I always mean when I'm saying I'm checking my lists and tracking things. That's what I'm doing in my physical calendar, because I discovered that digital calendars and habit tracking don't really work for me. The calendars also have at the back a lot of space for notes, where I'm tracking also once I finish a series, I write them down. And I also track if I've watched a new series, if it's a rewatch, or how many times I rewatched the same series in a show. It's nice to have an overview. I don't really do much with it, but I've started this a few years ago and I really enjoy looking at it and also reminding myself when I'm thinking I'm not making progress or I'm not watching anything or not whatever finishing anything, that I tend to watch a lot of series. I'm not tracking movies anywhere in the calendar other than what I watched on the weekly basis. I'm using my Letterboxd for that. And yeah, I really enjoy this mixture of a bullet journal and a typical normal calendar because I am really too lazy to do the bullet journaling. I've tried and I always fail to set up my monthly spreads or weekly spreads. And this gives me sort of a pre-format that I can work with. So I am quite happy that I discovered these and they're like somewhere between 10 and 15 euros. So it's also not super expensive. So it's 2:30 now. What do I want to do with the rest of the day? I think I would like to read somewhere in the afternoon. I am starting another Discworld novel. This is one of the series that I definitely want to focus on for the rest of the year to finish the last 2 books. Raising Steam is the one that I'm starting today. There's a full review of it up already because I first read it when I was already making videos. So that's that, but that's a plan for this afternoon. Then I'm also thinking about making muffins. It's a way of having some kind of snack without having to buy chocolate. Well, I didn't buy chocolate. The idea is if I don't have it at home, I cannot eat it. And chocolate is one of the highly processed food that I'm eating too much of. And you know me, I'm trying to eat less chocolate, but I'm not completely no chocolate. But I've been eating a lot of chocolate due to the work stress, also at work because we had snacks during the meetings. And yeah, once they're around, you just eat them. I don't have the discipline to not eat the stuff that I like when it's around. So I'm thinking making muffins is a combination of having some snacks for later and also making something or trying something new. I'm trying or experimenting with it's a basic cake recipe for apple cake that I have, and I want to split the flour into whole wheat and just wheat flour, and then also try and add protein powder. I've seen a lot of recipes for people just making muffins with protein powder to increase the protein intake when they eat muffins, I guess, or in the recipe in general. So I thought if I could do that as well, because then I don't have the highly processed food because I made the food myself. It's still processed, but it's not all the additional flavor thingies that you have that are the ones that are not good for you and that make you eat more than you actually want to eat, which I will probably do anyways. And I also thought about just making 6 muffins because last week, or was it the week before? When did I make muffins last? I don't remember, but I made 12 and they lasted way too long. I was not feeling like eating muffins or the same kind of muffins anymore at some point. So I figured if I have 6, then I could eat 1 or 2 and maximum of like 6 days. Let's be real, I don't only eat just 1 muffin. I'm not that person. Yeah. If cake were healthy, that would be the thing. Anyways, so trying to make muffins now. And I also want to change my bed sheets because in the self-care cleaning stuff, having fresh bed sheets is top notch. I can tell you that. It's very good that I don't have anything to do as I'm moving in slow motion. And I'm very good at sticking to all my plans, because yesterday I ate all the muffins and watched movies instead of series. Oh well, I was having fun. Today we have about 1 hour of sunlight left, so I wanted to catch you up and end the vlog before I'm heading out. I spent the day, I don't know what I did, but I read about 90 pages in Raising Steam. It's all about the trains coming to Ankh-Morpork or the Discworld in general. It's about the change that's happening, and also somehow the backward dwarfs, the Grags, are appearing again, motivating a lot of young, gullible dwarves into fighting for the old ways and stuff, and how bad that is. It's all about society moving forward and developing and evolving. It's been a theme in the recent books of the Discworld. Like I said, this is the penultimate book. Raising Steam is the 40th book in the series all over, and it could be called into the industrialization series around Moist von Lipwig, although we see a lot of other characters that we've met before. In general, I am quite enjoying it. I would have liked to have read more by now, but you know, I don't know what it is. I woke up this morning already knackered, and I looked at this body battery that the Garmin watch has, and just having breakfast and watching YouTube, doing nothing, sitting still for 2 hours, had my body battery drop by 20 points, whatever that means. I don't know. I am going out for a walk now, listening to more of Rhythm of War. I'm hoping to finish Rhythm of War by the time we talk next, and also have read a lot more of Raising Steam. The week is going to be short. I have a 3-day work week, mostly because I took Thursday and Friday off. Currently, I'm thinking about going away, but I'm not sure if I will, depending on a few things. Mostly if I'm too stingy to go away and too lazy. We'll see. Let me know in comments how your weekend was. How are you feeling energy-wise? Can you feel the drain of November crawling in already? What are you watching at the moment, as I'm watching more than I'm reading? Are you interested in what I'm watching? Should I talk more about that? I don't know. Let me know in comments how you're doing, and I hope you're having a wonderful week. Bye-bye. And thank you all for watching.